Om Shanti. This is the Sakar Murli of the 27th of June 2022. Essence. Sweet children, each soul is a charioteer driving the chariot of his body. Act in the consciousness of being a charioteer, and you will shed your body consciousness. Question: how is the Father's way of speaking completely different from that of human beings? Answer: the Father speaks as the charioteer of this chariot, and he only speaks to souls. He does not see the bodies. Human beings do not consider themselves to be souls, nor do they speak to souls. You children must practice this. Even while seeing the subtle or corporeal form of someone, do not see it. See the soul and remember the one bodiless Father. Song. You are the Mother and Father. Om Shanti. The meaning of Om Shanti has been easily explained to the children. Every aspect is easy. In order for you to claim your kingdom easily, for which place are you preparing? For the Golden Age, which is known as the place of liberation in life. The evil spirits of Ravan do not exist there. When someone gets angry, it is said, there is an evil spirit in him. The meaning of yoga is, I am a soul and this is my body. A soul, a charioteer, is sitting in the body, the chariot, of each one of you. Each chariot functions with the power of a soul. A soul sheds a body and takes another again and again. You children understand that Bharat is now the land of sorrow. Some time ago, when there was the Almighty Government, it was the land of happiness. The Almighty Authority had established the kingdom of deities in Bharat. There was only the one religion. 5,000 years before today, it definitely became the kingdom of Lakshmi and Narayan. Surely it must have been the Father who established that kingdom. They must have received their inheritance from the Father. Those souls have been around the cycle of 84 births. Only the residents of Bharat go through these castes. After the clan of Shudras, there is the most elevated Brahmin clan. The Brahmin clan means the mouth-born creation of Brahma. Other Brahmins are born through vice. They cannot say, we are the mouth-born creation of Brahma. Surely Prajapita Brahma must have adopted his children. You children know that Bharat was worthy of worship and that it has now become a worshipper. The Father is eternally worthy of worship. He definitely comes to purify the impure. The Golden Age is the pure world. In the Golden Age, there would not be any expression such as the Ganges is the purifier, because that is the pure world. Where are the pure charitable souls? There are no sinful souls there. whereas there are no pure charitable souls in the Iron Age. All are sinful souls. Pure souls are known as charitable souls. Only in Bharat is there so much charity done and donations given. At this time, when the Father comes, you sacrifice yourself completely to him. Sannyasis leave their homes and children, whereas here you say, Baba, everything belongs to you. You gave us limitless wealth in the Golden Age, but Maya then made us as worthless as shells. This soul has now become impure. Mind, body, wealth, everything is impure. To begin with, souls are pure, and after going around the cycle, they then become tamopradhan, false jewellery. While playing their parts, they become impure. A human being must definitely go through the stages of golden and silver, etc. It is sung, you are the mother and father. People go in front of the Lakshmi and Narayan idols and sing this praise, but they only have their one son and one daughter. As is the happiness of the king and queen, so the happiness of their children. Everyone there has a lot of happiness. Now that they are in their final 84th birth, they experience a lot of sorrow. The Father says, I am once again teaching you Raja Yoga. It has been explained to you, children, that this soul, this charioteer, is sitting in this chariot. Previously, this charioteer was 16 celestial degrees full. Now there are no celestial degrees. They even say, we are without virtues, have mercy on us. No one has any virtues. People go to bathe in the Ganges because they have become impure. They do not do that in the Golden Age, although it is the same river. Yes, it can be said that everything is Satopradhan at that time. The rivers will be very pure and clean in the Golden Age. There will not be any rubbish in them. Look how much rubbish there is here. All of the filth goes into the ocean. Such things are not possible in the Golden Age. There is no law that would make anything impure. Everything remains pure. So the Father explains, this is everyone's last birth. The play is about to end. The limit of this play is 5,000 years. Incorporeal Shiv Baba explains, he is incorporeal, the highest of all, and he resides in the supreme abode. We all come down from the supreme abode. It is now the end of the Iron Age, and the drama is going to end, and the history will then repeat once again. The Gita and the scriptures, etc., that human beings read are all made in the Copper Age. This knowledge disappears. No one can teach Raja Yoga. People just write books as a memorial to the founders of religions. They themselves establish their religions and take rebirth, but their books are created later as memorials. The deity religion is established now at the confluence age. The Father comes and sits in the chariot. This is not a question of a horse chariot. He enters this ordinary old chariot. He is the charioteer. It is said that the Brahma Kumaris and Kumaris are the mouth-born creation of Brahma. This Brahma has also been adopted. The Father himself says, I come and become the charioteer of this chariot. I give knowledge to this one. I start with this one. I give the urn of nectar to the mothers. This one is also a mother. This one hears first, and then you hear. I am present in this one, but whom should I speak to? I sit here and speak to souls. There cannot be any scholar, etc., who would sit in this way and say to souls, I am your Father. You souls are incorporeal, and I too am incorporeal. I am the ocean of knowledge, the creator of heaven. I do not create hell, Maya creates this hell. The Father says, I am the creator, so I would surely only create heaven. You residents of Bharat were residents of heaven. You have now become residents of hell. Ravan made you into residents of hell because souls began to follow the dictates of Ravan. At this time, you children followed the directions of Rama, Shiv Baba, the doubly elevated one. The Father explains, everyone's part has now come to an end. All souls will gather together. When all have come down, the return journey will begin and destruction will then start. There are now countless religions in Bharat. Only the one original deity religion does not exist anymore. No one calls himself a deity. People sing praise of the deities, saying that they are full of all the virtues, and then they call themselves degraded sinners. The kingdom of Ravan starts from the Copper Age. The kingdom of Rama is the day of Brahma, and the kingdom of Ravan is the night of Brahma. When would the Father come? He would come when the night of Brahma ends. It is when he comes into the body of this Brahma that Brahmins are created through the mouth of Brahma. He then teaches Raja Yoga to these Brahmins. The Father says, you must not remember any corporeal, subtle, or even incorporeal images. You have been given this aim. People always look at images and remember them. Baba says, stop looking at the images. That belongs to the path of devotion. You souls now have to return to me. There is a burden of sin on each of your heads. You had to become sinful souls. It is not possible for your sins to be absolved in the jail of a womb in each birth. Some are absolved, but some still remain. I have now come as the guide. At this time, all souls are following the dictates of Maya. The Father says, I am the purifier, the creator of heaven. My business is to change hell into heaven. In heaven there is the one kingdom, one religion. There are no partitions. The Father says, I do not become the master of the world, I make you that. Ravan comes later on and snatches the kingdom away from you. At the moment, everyone has a Tamo-Pradhan stone intellect. In the Golden Age, all have divine intellects. The Father says, remember me alone. Let your intellect's yoga be attached up above. Remember the place you have to return to. Only remember the one Father and no one else. He is the true Emperor, the one who speaks the truth. So you have no need to remember any images. You must not even remember this image of Shiva, because Shiva is not really like that. Just as a soul resides in the center of each forehead, Baba says, in the same way, I also take a little bit of space and sit next to this soul. I become the charioteer and give knowledge to this one. This one's soul did not have knowledge. Just as this soul, the charioteer, speaks through this body, in the same way, I speak through these organs. Otherwise, how could I explain? In order to create Brahmins, Brahma is surely needed. This is the Brahma who will later become Narayan. You are now the children of Brahma. Then, later on, you will go into the Sun dynasty, the dynasty of Sri Narayan. At present, you have become absolutely poverty-stricken. People continue to fight and quarrel. They are worse than monkeys. Monkeys have the 5 vices very strongly. Monkeys have such vices of lust and anger, etc. Don't even ask. When their baby dies, they won't even let go of its bones. Human beings are also like that these days. If a child dies, they keep crying for 6 to 8 months. Untimely death does not take place in the Golden Age, nor does anyone weep and wail. There is no evil there. At this time, the Father speaks to the children, take care of your homes and businesses. While staying in them, perform such wonders that even sannyasis have not been able to do. Only God teaches this Sato-Pradhan renunciation. He says, this entire world is now to end. This is why you must finish your attachment to it. Everyone has to return home. Along with your bodies, forget everything else that is old. Give me the 5 vices. If you become impure, you will not be able to go to the pure world. Make a promise to the Father for this last birth. Your purity will be permanent in the future. By drowning in poison for 63 births, you have become absolutely dirty. You have forgotten your karma and your dharma, (religion). You speak of the Hindu religion. The Father says, why don't you understand that Bharat was heaven? You were deities. I taught you Raja Yoga, but you say that Krishna taught it. Is Krishna the Father of all, the Creator of heaven? The Father is incorporeal, the Father of all souls, but you say that he is omnipresent. You have mixed up Shiva and Shankar. Shiva is the Supreme Soul. The Supreme Soul says, I only come to establish the deity religion. The ones that carry out establishment will then rule the kingdom as Lakshmi and Narayan, the dual form of Vishnu. The word Vaishnav, brackets pure vegetarian, is derived from the word Vishnu. These days all are sinful souls, whereas there they do not use the sword of lust or wound each other. Only the one Sat Guru establishes the land of truth. All others drown you. Because of the closeness of the confluence age to heaven, they have taken the stories of hell into heaven. In fact, Khans and Ravan, etc., all exist here at this time. They cannot exist there. They show the charioteer in a chariot, whereas this is, in fact, the chariot which is also called Nandigan, brackets little bull, and Bhagirath, brackets lucky chariot. You are all Arjunas, and you are told, I have come into this chariot to inspire you to conquer Maya on the battlefield. There is no Ravan in the Golden Age, nor does he become burnt. They will continue to burn him until destruction takes place. No matter how many difficulties arise, they definitely burn Ravan on Dashera. Then the community of Ravan will at last be destroyed. The bestower of salvation is only one. No human being can grant salvation to any human being. When it was the kingdom of deities, that kingdom covered the entire world, and other religions did not exist. All the religions are now here, except for the deity religion, which is being established. Only those of the deity religion come and change from Shudras into Brahmins. Acha. To the sweetest beloved, long lost and now found children, love, remembrance and good morning from the mother, the father, Bap Dada. The spiritual father says Namaste to the spiritual children, and the spiritual children say Namaste to the spiritual father. Essence Vedana 1. Have Sato-Pradhan renunciation. While living in this old world, finish your attachment to it. Along with your body, forget all the old things. 2. Let your intellect's yoga be attached up above. Do not remember any image or bodily being. Continue to remember the one Father internally. Blessing. May you claim a right to the imperishable inheritance by taking every step according to God's Srimat. The godly Srimat that you elevated fortunate souls receive at the confluence age is your most elevated sustenance. You cannot take even one step without Srimat, that is, without God's sustenance. you cannot receive such sustenance in the Golden Age. Now you say from your practical experience that God is your sustainer. Let this intoxication constantly emerge, and you will experience yourself to be full of unlimited treasures and having a right to the imperishable inheritance. Slogan: a worthy child is one who becomes completely pure and yogi and who gives the return of love. Om Shanti.